Okay, so in this session, we are going to discuss one most interesting topic of MongoDB, which is nothing but MongoDB projection. So, what exactly a projection is? So, mostly, and why it is used. The projection is basically used when we want to display the selected fields of the documents rather than all the fields, right? Whenever we use find command, whenever we use find function, we fetch all the fields, right? We display all the fields of your document. But what if I want to display only one or two fields? So in that case, that problem can be solved with the help of projection. We'll take one example. For example, we have a collection where we have stored the documents that have fields: student name, student id, and age. Okay, but we want to see only the student id of all the students. Then in that case, we can use projection, right, to display only the student id. So in this way, we can use our projection. As you can see, the syntax is mentioned over here. The syntax is db dot collection name dot find, and you have to put empty curly braces over here, and then field name. You have to specify the field name whose value can either be 1 or 0. Okay, so here the value 1 means show that field, and value 0 means do not show that field. It is as simple as that. Okay, so we'll what we'll do, we'll simply execute one command over here. Before executing command for projection, we'll use our database call which. Then first, we display all the records db dot student dot find dot print. Uh, Now, as you can see, I'm getting all the fields. I'm getting all the fields. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to display the student ID only. Okay. So if I want to display the student ID, only student ID field, then the command will be put curly brackets, put empty curly brackets over here, and then comma. You want to display student ID only, right? So student ID, and then put one over here. So when you write one over here, that means show that field. Show that field. Okay. If I write 0, that means do not show that field. So when you write one over here, then other fields are automatically set to 0. Okay, so other fields are automatically set to 0. Now as you can see, I'm getting only student ID over here, but if you observed it carefully, I'm also getting underscore ID value, underscore ID field over here. So now, why this is happening, we'll read this particular paragraph again. Value 1 means show that field, and value 0 means do not show that field. It is as simple as that, right? When we set a field value to 1 in a projection, other fields are automatically set to 0 except the underscore ID field. Okay, so this is exception. Your underscore ID is exception for this particular rule. Okay, so to avoid this underscore id, we need to specify, or we need to set it to 0 explicitly. We have to set it to 0. So how to set it? Just write underscore id to 0. So in this way, as you can see, now I'm getting only the student id. Okay, so if you set the value as 1, then uh, it will automatically set the values for other field as 0. Okay, but except underscore id field. So now we'll see common errors. Okay, we'll see what common errors are. Sometimes what we do is we mix up something like this. We use 0 and 1 uh, in a same query. Okay, this is not allowed. Okay, like if I write something like this, this is not allowed. As you can see, I'm setting student name as 0, but I'm setting student age as 1. Okay, so this will generate an error because we have set student name to 0 and other field student age as to 1. Okay, so we can't mix this. You either set those fields that you don't want to display to 0, or set fields to 1 that you want to display. Okay, you cannot mix two values. Okay, so this is how you can work with your projection. Just use 0 if you don't want to display that particular field. Use 1 if you want to display that particular thing. For example, if I want to display student id and student name, then the command will be comma student name, and then set the value of this to 1. As you can see, I'm getting student id and student name. So this is known as projection. So this is all about projection. So if you have any queries, then please ask me.